So I work for Conductive Technologies, and today I want to talk to you about wearable devices. So if you happen to be developing product in this space, how do you go from ideation, your first initial concept, and get to commercialization? That's part of it. And then the other piece of it is the vital role that the sensor technology plays in this wearable device market. At the end of it, I hope you have a good understanding of how we could partner with you as a contract manufacturer to make one of these devices. Wearables. I don't know if the rest of you feel this way, but I feel like we've been talking about wearables for more than a decade, right? And why are we talking about wearables? I think the first question would be, have you directly or indirectly, just by a show of hands, been impacted by a wearable device? So I have one story, and we'll get to the pictures in a second, but my father had a heart attack 6 years ago. And after we'd gone through the things, he had the heart catheterization, he had to wear a Holter monitor. And at the time, it looked much like the badge that you're wearing with a big box, a device hanging from his neck. That's not comfortable for anybody, right? So we're going a little bit over the evolution of the wearable devices, and you can see that here. The reason I think there's still such high interest around wearables is the flexibility and the convenience, not only for the patient, the end user, but also the healthcare provider. So if you look at that first picture, you used to have to go into the clinic, into the hospital. You were held captive, if you will, while that test was running, and then you would eventually get results. Who knows how long the results would take? Could be a day, could be a week. Now you've got an attachable device to your skin where you're getting real-time results, and you can be anywhere doing anything while this device is attached to you. Same thing with neurology. We could say the same thing about diabetic test strips. So you used to have to stop intermittently through the day, break your finger, put the test strip into a meter, and then get the information. Whereas now it's not exactly easy. You do have to insert a continuous glucose monitor, but you're getting real-time data, doing whatever you like, not having to stop to take the time to do a test strip. So I'll get into, because you're probably wondering, who is Conductive? What do we do? And I will get into that, but I first want to talk about the device itself and what you might be trying to do. For us, importance of material selection is critical. So you can see here, we have this depicted as a continuous glucose monitor. It could be any wearable device that we're talking about here, but we're going to say that this is a continuous glucose monitor. From the substrate to the inks that you use, to the adhesives, to the hydrogels, you have to pick the right materials so that they are compatible with each other and giving you the performance characteristics of the wearable for the desired outcome. Where we come into that is we want to work with you on the material selection. We have relationships with many different material vendors that we can introduce you directly to, or that we can work with for you, so that you're getting the right types of materials for the desired outcome of the device. The reason material selection is important is because you are ultimately going after precision and accuracy in your wearable device. If for some reason that end user or that patient is getting the wrong reading from that wearable device, it could be detrimental or even fatal for that person. So you can see a graph of why we're always trying to get reproducible results on the printing side, the contract manufacturing side, as well as the device side. Where does CTI come in? The very, very beginning. When you have an idea, you have a concept, that is where we want you to engage with us. Because what happens in a lab on the benchtop does not always transfer successfully to manufacturing. So when you're looking at materials, you're looking at inks, you're looking at adhesives, we want to be brought in as a guidance and a partner. Don't think of us as just a contract manufacturer. We'd like to be thought of as your partner in your